Housing is an important part of people's experience of settling in new places, but we also know it can be difficult to access suitable housing. Last year, together with the University of Huddersfield, we carried out research on refugee housing pathways. Here is a practical example of Mina's experience, which illustrates how refugees tend to turn to informal network for support and draw advice from those sources, and how changes in family structure can create further housing stress. Mina is a mother and a wheelchair user who became homeless after the 28 days move on period, despite notifying the council as soon as she received the eviction letter from the Home Office accommodation. In her own words, she said, "Before the 28 days, I went to register with the council. They got all my details and they said, at the end of the 28 days, we will find you somewhere. And when it was due, I went there with all my luggage and they said that they can't find any accommodation for disability now." A charity supported Mina with the housing registration. However, it seemed she did not have a clear understanding of the housing process and thought after the move on period she would be given a permanent accommodation. On the contrary, the council placed her in a Premier Inn hotel where she was only allowed to spend the night and leave in the morning with her child and belongings. This went on for 4 weeks because there was no suitable house for her at the time. She was frustrated and described that period as challenging and depressing because it was difficult for her to move around the city with her belongings in cold weather and not having a place of her own. In her own words, she said to us, "I was with my baby girl. It was difficult for us. They put you there. You're not allowed to eat, just to sleep. You're not allowed to stay in the hotel. I don't have anywhere else to go. You have to take your luggage, your baby, and stay in town. You have to go round and round the city. You have to wait until night to go and sleep." It was difficult for me. During the festive period in December 2019, she felt she could not live by that pattern anymore. She informed the council she preferred to stay with friends while she waited to be provided with a place of her own. The wait lasted 14 days. On January 4th, 2020, the council provided her with a temporary accommodation which was in a very poor state. Not long after, she was ushered into her permanent 2-bedroom council flat where she's still living. After giving birth to her second child in 2021, she applied for a 3-bedroom flat on her own this time, because in the aftermath of the pandemic, the closure of the charity organization in her area had made the new application a bit more difficult for her, so she's still waiting to be given a 3-bedroom flat. I think it's very important for people to have the right information, advice, and support. This story demonstrates how the contribution of the voluntary sector organization, a network of friends, and community can make a difference for individuals.